The desert wind carried fine grains of dust across the firing range, stinging her eyes and clinging to her lips. Captain Elise Monroe tightened her jaw, hands steady on the massive .50 caliber rifle. She had spent years earning the right to wield it, years proving she wasn't just another soldier filling a quota. But today, as the Admiral's shadow fell over her, all of that seemed to be dismissed with one arrogant gesture. His hand reached down, bold and uninvited, to take her weapon from her grip. Before I tell you what happened next, tell me in the comments where you're watching from. I love knowing who's listening. Elise's pulse hammered. The Admiral's decorated chest seemed to gleam with authority, but his fingers tightened with the arrogance of someone who had never been tested by the recoil of a .50 cal. She didn't move at first, frozen between discipline and fury. Then, with a sudden surge, she twisted her wrists and broke free from his grasp. Gasps rippled through the line of soldiers watching. The Admiral sneered, perhaps expecting her to crumble, to apologize, to hand the weapon over like a subordinate with no voice. Instead, Elise's eyes narrowed. The range master barked that the targets were live and ready. Her heart was already pounding in rhythm with the countdown. She could feel the weight of the crowd, skeptical, curious, half expecting her to fail. Her thoughts spiraled. Was she about to ruin her career? Was defiance worth the risk? For a split second, fear choked her, not of the rifle, but of the judgment, the whispers, the Admiral's inevitable wrath. She almost lowered the gun. Almost. But then she remembered the years of sweat, the nights alone under the stars, whispering promises to herself that she would not back down. Not again. The first shot thundered through the air. The recoil slammed against her shoulder, a reminder of the rifle's power, but her body absorbed it like an old companion. The target, a steel plate 200 yards away, shattered with ringing finality. Murmurs spread. The second and third shots followed in perfect rhythm, her breathing steady, her hands unshaking. Soldiers leaned forward, eyes wide, as if witnessing something more than marksmanship. Elise wasn't just hitting targets. She was tearing down doubts with every bullet. By the fourth shot, silence had fallen. Dust lingered in the golden light, curling around her like smoke from a sacred fire. The Admiral's smirk had vanished. His arms, once crossed in smug superiority, now hung stiff at his sides. The fifth round slammed home, the target crumpling with brutal precision. She didn't look at the Admiral, not yet. She was saving that moment. Her sixth shot came with a breath that was both a prayer and a promise. The final target collapsed in an echo that seemed to shake the entire range. For a moment, no one moved. No one breathed. Then, the applause began, scattered at first, then swelling into a wave that broke over Elise like redemption itself. She lowered the rifle, her arms trembling now not from strain, but from the release of everything she had held inside. The Admiral's face was pale, his authority stripped bare in front of the very soldiers he commanded. Elise met his eyes at last. There was no gloating in her gaze, only steady, earned pride. The moral weight lingered heavy. Was she right to defy him so openly? Would this moment brand her as reckless, or would it finally carve respect where there had only been doubt? The crowd seemed to answer for her, their applause not just for skill, but for courage, and in that moment, Elise understood a truth that burned brighter than any medal. Respect cannot be demanded. It must be earned, because courage doesn't vanish, it waits. And it finds its way back. The desert wind carried her silence like a banner, the same silence that had followed the Admiral when his grip was shattered. Only now, it wasn't silence of doubt. It was silence of awe. If this story gripped you, subscribe and share it with someone who believes in standing their ground. And tell me in the comments, when was the last time you refused to let someone take what you'd worked so hard for?